So what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Rob's Garage. I'm Rob. We don't have a garage anymore, but we do got a 74 Plymouth Duster with a 440. We got some wiring to do. Got a fuel pump issue. So let's get into today's video so we can get closer to racing, baby. Alright, so before we get too far into it, we probably need to go ahead and clean all this up. A clean workspace is a much more productive workspace. So get all this stuff cleaned up and we'll assess and see what we got. Alright guys, so we got the duster all cleaned up. If you're like me, you have a hard time like staying motivated, especially when something goes wrong. We get the duster close to firing up. I still got a lot of work to do, but you know, MSD box is bad. It's not a big deal. We're kind of waiting on a new one, so we're doing stuff in the meantime, which needs to be done anyway. And I haven't cleaned out the interior of this car in 4 years, 5 years since it's been sitting, and you know, I haven't been really motivated. That's why there's a video every 2 weeks or a video every 3 weeks or something like that. You know, I have to find the motivation. You know, if you're like me, you got a full-time job, you got wife, you got kids, and you know, it takes a lot to devote some time to come out here and, you know, get to work. Well, it's the simple stuff. It's the small victories that I find motivate me the best. Now, I didn't do a good job vacuuming, right? Because this is, you know, replacement carpet for 74. But I mean, just, man, see, now that motivates me. Now I see the car cleaned out. Motivates me to keep working, to, you know, get some stuff done. I want to get all the wiring done before I get the seat. I wanted to hear it run before I do all the wiring, in case, you know, all the wires are still accessible and all that stuff. But, you know, obviously that didn't happen. We got our MSD box over here, which is fine, you know, just buy another one. But, yeah, I think she's coming along. You know, she's rough around the edges, but simple stuff like cleaning it up hopefully gets you motivated back on your project. Because I don't know about you, but for me, the greatest feeling in the world is driving this car on the street. I don't know why. I don't think I'll ever make it just a full-blown race car. I don't care if it's tube chassis. This car is special to me, so it's always going to be a street car, and I have the most fun driving on the street. You know, doing extracurricular activities. But anyway, let's get to fixing some stuff. Alright, if you don't have a bumper on, the fender's pretty easy. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. You got a nut up under there and then a bolt in the bottom. So total of 8 bolts. You know, I did have an impact, which would make life so much easier, but it's broke, so yep. Alright, so we got our fender off. So this right here, obviously, it was just stacked up full of like dead wasp and wasp's nest and, you know, all kind of stuff. leaves. So I vacuumed all that out. You can see it's the drain is pretty full. Try to get the vacuum in there. Really wasn't working. So my plan is to just use this grommet here and run, it'd be 2 wires, 3, it'd be 6 wires right through here, and then we'll probably just drill a hole in it right here, and then drill a hole in this, drill a hole every so often to run zip ties, and just have our wire harness come around here. First, I think I'm gonna get the brush on the drill, and we'll go ahead and get this all cleaned up and get it painted. So it's got this surface rust on here. We'll get that squared up. Alright guys, so we're not going for restoration, we're just going for better until we get the car painted. Okay, probably going to paint the car either this winter or early spring next year. So see me hit this all with the wire brush, just knock off everything big. Like I said, I wasn't going for perfect. And then all this, which was like pretty rusty and stuff, I just hit it with a satin black. It's going to turn out just like my radiator hold downs. So let this sit out here in the sun for a little bit. We hit down here with some undercoating. Alright. And yeah, we'll let that dry for a little bit, and then we'll get out here and get to wiring. You know what? While I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and hit all of this with the wire wheel and give this a nice fresh coat of black, like I said, until we can get the car painted, because it looks rough, and you can kind of see that behind the grill. So let's get it. Alright, so we got a grommet down there, and we got 2 wires, one for the right, one for the left. Basically, one wire would be powering the turn signal and the headlight, and then over here we have a whole bunch of grounds. So that's going to go to our turn signal, right? And it's also going to go to this turn signal, and then just a constant ground. I think it's going to work. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. What I did here was drill 2 holes. So all I'm going to do is pull these wires up close and zip tie them. You know I love the zip ties. And never forget to cut your tails. Good job. Alright. So this is basically what all came off the car. Everything was black. Everything was like 18 gauge. Okay, I really wasn't that good at wire. Alright, but this is what it's looking like now. Blue is power, minus the turn signals. That's the turn signals, and then that's going to be our ground for our fan. So 2 powers and a ground going that way. One of them is going to kick on the relay for the fan, and then both of our powers go that way. So get everything all heat shrinked, isolated connectors. I really don't know what these bolt holes are for, so this one right here is about to be our ground for everything up here. And I think that's about it. Go ahead and continue on. I just got to run one more of those over here for the turn signals, and we'll be good. Alright guys, it's still like 85 degrees down in Georgia. It's hot. I had to take a break, drink some aqua, watch some John Doc, but I guess it's about time to get back to work, show you what all we got. Alright, so we got the radiator on finally. I was really waiting to put the radiator on, so we got the headlights wired up, and then got like a half a coat of black on the header panel. But For those of y'all that don't know my radiator is typically supposed to be inside. However, with the fan on, it's like super close to the water pump. So we come up with this, stick it on the outside, and then all these are is just flat iron and bent to a way. It's bolted up here at the top, like right there, and then it comes down, and then it's bolted there, but it sits on that lip. But it's been tested for a long time. It doesn't move. We got our little overflow catch can there. I know I said what we were going to do at the beginning of this video, but now kind of a little bit demotivated on that. The only thing I want to do is check to make sure the headlights work, and then we're going to put the front end on this car. Bumper needs to be painted. I got it, but I kind of want to see the front end on this car and it on the ground. Let's do that. Alright, so I'm a dummy and I haven't bought fuses yet. So luckily I just have a couple of fuses laying around. That's a 20 and a 30. That's way too much for what we're actually doing, but be enough to hopefully turn the lights on. Alright, headlights should be on. Possibly. Oh no. Oh no, do we have to have our ignition on for that? I don't remember. Nope, ignition is on. Headlight should be on. So it's a wiring issue with the painless. Sweet. Alright, so I think we got a bad switch. As you see, this used to be our headlights, and I'm not getting anything. So I just moved it over here to this one, and as you can see, it's lit up, and I don't have a fuse in that one. So it used to be way easier to get out the car. Hey, we got one working, and that light's working. What's going on over here? This bad boy isn't working. Oh no, that's an issue. Did I have it wired up wrong? I don't think both of those are wired up wrong. Well, maybe this fuse block is telling me, yep, that fuse is bad. Hey, check me out. Alright, she's on. She's on. You know what? Let's get the grill and bumper thrown on this girl. So, fix the painless. Looks a little shaky, but seems fine. So, fuel pump is running. I don't know if you can see it. actually looks like a duster again. Needs to be cleaned up. It's dirty. I did some with the bumper. It's sticking out way too far now. It's never had this gap in it before. I think I just put it in the wrong bolt holes. No big deal. But looks like a duster again. Hasn't seen that in a long time. Somehow the front end's way too high. It needs to go down about 2 or 3 more inches. That's about right. It's tucking those 31 talls. But yeah, boy. Oh, baby girl, what is you doing? I'm tired. It's been a long day. We got to start around like 10 o'clock this morning. It's like 6, 7 now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it good for the day. I'm hot, I'm tired. When I get normally about this point is when I start like just throwing shit together. So I'm gonna call it good for the day. We'll get back on another day. And like I said, I really didn't feel like doing much today. I'm really glad I did. You know, sometimes you just gotta push yourself, get out there. You know, otherwise this car, if I worked on it as much as I wanted to, the motor probably still wouldn't even be in this car. So, you know, find something to motivate yourself. Get out there, go buy a car. I mean, you don't have to have tons of money in it. I got quite a bit of money in this car, but that little Fox, I ain't got nothing in it. So, anyway, whatever you find out in life that you want to do, just do it. Don't let nobody tell you can't. Don't let nobody influence you unless they're influencing you in the right way. You know, if everybody around you is a negative person, you're going to tend to be negative. Cut that ass for life, man. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Like I said, I'm hot. So, I appreciate you guys for watching as always. I appreciate each and every one of you that subscribed. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.